Yes, we can.
Excellent, excellent. So yes, as Vishal mentioned, I am Miguel Hernandez, also known as Mickey, and CMO of Lace Up Solutions. We deal in warehouse management and DSD solutions for wholesale food and beverage distributors. Um, Basically, a little blurb about our website, and then over here, my YouTube channel, wherein I discuss warehousing and distribution tips. And we cover a bevy of topics every single week, from your distribution business to pricing to inventory to processes within your warehouse to sales off a truck to the customer. And my whole goal with this channel is obviously to provide as much value as humanly possible to distributors across the world. And honestly, as a good segue from what Vishal was talking about, this YouTube channel has served me tremendously well when it comes to finding new clients and reaching individuals wherein my software is a good fit for their business. So as an aside, I believe that each and every single one of you watching should have a presence, a digital presence online for your business in order to be able to, convey the value of your goods or services to your customers. Believe it or not, YouTube, even in our industry, is completely underserved at the moment with our type of vendors. So if you guys start doing content publication today, you'll have a huge head start on other competitors who haven't even thought of doing this. But yeah, so that's the YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about price rules. Now, I've set up a quick presentation, and I'm sure most of you know what price rules are, but for me, it's been hard to wrap my head around price rules and how they work in the distribution game, because it can get so convoluted and so complex that most systems across the world, they handle these price levels in different ways, but not a single system handles price levels and price rules and all of the combinations together. And that's something that we've mastered. Now, I'm not promoting. Well, I guess I'm promoting, but what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to steer you in the direction of our system. I'm just trying to show you the different ways to set up these price rules, how these price rules should be configured, and lastly, how these price rules can help your business. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So what are price rules? For those of you that don't know, price rules are conditions by which distributors set the prices at which they sell their products. So in short, every product in the world has a cost. Every product in the world has a sales price, which the spread between the two is your gross profit margins. And these gross profit margins can be manipulated by customer group, by individual customer, by customer segment to be able to optimize your sales and increase your sales volume. So price rules are used as a medium by which to manipulate these gross profit margins by customer segment to optimize sales for different customer groups. So as we go in, here are the different price rule strategies. So basically, price rules can be used for setting volume discounts. So once you sell a certain quantity of a product, you achieve certain discounts. Price rules can be used to set a special discount for a customer or customer group. Price groups can be used for temporarily adjusting pricing due to market conditions. So if there are shortages, products close to expiring, excess inventory, in the event that there are shortages, obviously you'd want to raise your prices. In the event that there are, products close to expiring or excess inventory, you'd want to do a price break based on certain quantities that the customer buys. And then on seasonal promotion, so for instance, if a holiday's coming up wherein more of your product is going to move, you want to be able to stimulate the marketplace, right, to be able to sell more of that product. Additional use cases include introductions to new product and mixing and matching different related product to achieve a volume discount. So those are some of the use cases for these price rules. But let's get into price rules versus price levels. Price rules allow you to select a single item or a group of items and assign a condition to a single customer or a customer group. Now, normally that condition includes a discount in respect to a dollar amount or a percentage. And you can take that discount and select, hey, let's say you sell soda. I want my sodas to be discounted at 50 cents for these 10 customers. That means that anytime you add a new item to the soda category or you start carrying a new soda, that soda will be discounted, 50 cents or whatever the dollar amount is, or 5% for that customer group. So the power of that is that you can create multiple of these pricing rules across multiple product categories, across multiple customers. Whereas most antiquated systems or systems that do this at a very rudimentary level, they do something called price levels. And price levels are a variation of a price rule, but not so much, because a price level forces you to essentially create an entire price list for all of your items and to assign that price list to one or more customers. Now, the reason why that's not as powerful as a price rule is because you have to literally set a price for every item, and then you have to assign that entire price list to individual customers, which means that you can't assign multiple price levels to a single customer. So think about the power of being able to assign multiple price rules to a single customer. That's why price rules are so powerful. Now, there are 3 types of price rules to take into account: a simple price rule, mix and match quantity free, and mix and match quantity discount. I've spent a lot of time thinking about all the different variations, but at the end of the day, when you take the broad spectrum of customers that do price rules and promotions in my world, really you can break it down to these 3. So I'm just going to cover a quick example with some screenshots in my software of each of the 3. So we've got the simple price rule strategy. Simple price rules include customer receives a dollar amount or percentage discount for an item or group of items. As we talked about before, it's a simple 50 cents off my sodas for these 50 customers, right? So when you do a simple price rule, you've got a price rule creation, okay? You've got selecting a product or group of products. You've got selecting a customer or group of customers and selecting a discount by dollar amount or by percentage. And normally that discount is applied for the product selected to the customer selected. So if we go into an example, here's a simple screenshot that I've taken from our internal software here. Basically, when creating a simple price rule, whether it be in our software or anyone else's software, you need a price rule name. You can see that indicated by number 1. You need a price rule description, a date range, so a start date and an end date, and conditions. And the conditions are the most important part to a price rule. So conditions normally entail what product category, what product type. So if you have a product segment called sodas or beverages or dairy, you would select a condition for that product group. And then you would select a condition for the customers, whether it's an individual customer or a customer group. Okay. Last but not least, you would apply the discount. So you can see right here, we're applying a 5% lower price to the products indicated below. The beauty of this is, ladies and gentlemen, being able to create a price rule like this is that you can have multiple of these variations and these discounts for a single customer across the entire spectrum of your product list. Okay, now most of you are probably already doing some variation of this for your pricing. So this to you should be fairly standard. It should be fairly straightforward. It should be something that you're accustomed to. But the big but here is that there is other types of price rules that are much more complex. And these are the ones that most systems fail to address, and the ones that perhaps you're not optimizing to increase your sales and maximize your revenue. So let's go ahead and jump in to the mix and match quantity free. So basically in this type of price rule, you have a scenario in which you can mix and match different items, and then you can achieve a free quantity. And that free quantity can also be of a certain family or of a certain product category or an individual product that you indicate. So in this type of promotion, the customer can hit different tiers, the product that the customer buys can be selected from a family of product, and the product that the customer gets free can be selected from a family of products. So you can think of this as buy 10, get 1 free, buy 20, get 3 free, buy 30, get 5 free, if you wanted to do a crazy tier list like that. So next, we've got how to actually set these up. So in the interface for whatever system you're using, you should be able to set the tiers. So if I buy 10, I get 1 free. If I buy 50, I get 3 free. So in a traditional system, or at least how I've thought of it, this is a condition that you put in for the tiers of this type of price rule. Okay, so now, I don't know why it's not moving here to the next. There we go. Once you've selected the tiers, you need to be able to select the product or product category that goes in the buy side of the tier, and the product and product category that goes in the quantity free side of the tier. So think about this for a minute. You could literally have a mix and match to buy 10, and then you can have a mix and match to get your 5 free. Now, it literally took me about 6 months to come up with an interface that was user-friendly like this to do, but it incorporates every variation of whether you want to mix and match the buy or whether you want to mix and match the quantity free. Again, this isn't an attempt to push you our software. Honestly, it's just meant to show you the power of being able to set these price rules whenever you want. So we just talked about the buy 10, get 1 free, or the BOGO price rule. Now let's talk about the mix and match quantity discount, which is perhaps one of the hardest mix and matches there are. Now, in this type of price rule, the customer can mix and match a group of products to get a discount on products purchased. The customer can hit different tiers, and then the products that the customer buys can be selected from a family of product. Now, one point that I believe I deleted here on the slide that's super important is as the customer mixes and matches to hit different tiers, the percentage discounts that they can receive on the products that they mix and match can also scale up proportionately to the quantities purchased. So if we jump in to this example, we've got 2 price breaks. So if you buy between 1 and 10, you get a 5% discount. But if you buy between 11 and 100, you get a 15% discount. And the cool thing is you can mix and match the buy items, whether it's by product or individual product or product category. Now, the power of this is obviously you can just play around with a broad range of different tiers at different percentages, and you can incentivize your customers to hit bigger and bigger tiers depending on the volume that they purchase. But yeah, you can see after the fact here is one of these types of promotions created where you have different breaks. So if you buy from 1 to 10, you get a 5%. If you buy from 11 to 100, you get a 15%. If you buy from 101 to 200, you get 16%, etc. Again, in my experience, we've seen end customers vastly up the quantity purchased from the distributor just because they have the option to hit these different tiers and achieve bigger and bigger discounts. So here are the consequences for those of you currently not incorporating these price rules into your sales process. Well, if you don't use these price rules, you're missing out on sales. Duh, right? That's common sense. Of course, if you don't have a system to mix and match these promotions to present to the customer, these different tiers and these breaks, obviously you're missing out on sales because they're not incentivized to purchase additional product for you. Next is if you're doing price rules, but you're doing them manually, it depends how many products you have, but the moment you either start exceeding too many customers or too many products, it becomes so cumbersome to maintain. So like, why not just find a system? Again, it could be an ERP like Dynamics. It could be my system LaceUp that plugs the top Dynamics, and your sales reps have an app to be able to see these price rules within them. But why not get a system to control this? That's what I always tell my customers. Like, it's not about making a sale or generating revenue from a business. It's about like trying to wrap my head around why some people fail to optimize and automate their pricing. It just doesn't make any sense to me because it's something that is so huge for your business and something that's so difficult to maintain. And then last but not least, if you're only using the basic or the simple price rule, which is a discount for a customer for a specific product or product category, you're definitely missing out on the power of mix and match promotions. So now as we reach the end, I'm not trying to keep you all too long. Price rules are used as a tool to push sales during different market conditions. Obviously, any system that you use must support price rules for you to compete. You should be able to maintain as many price rules as needed per customer or customer group. Super important point. Systems like NetSuite, for example, they only let you create 30 price rules for an individual customer group. Just 30. Shoot, I've got customers that have 150. That's why that's so important. Next, your sales rep must be able to access these price rules from a mobile device like this. If they can't access those price rules, how can they make sales? So last but not least, all price rules must apply to your invoicing and must export to your ERP. So whether you're doing it manually or you're using a system like mine, the pricing created externally from the ERP must flow over to the ERP. So conclusion, put the website here, the YouTube channel, an email address should you be interested in conversating more. But the bottom line is price rules is one of the hardest things in the world to do. And it's one of the hardest things to maintain. And obviously it's the driving force behind all of your sales and profit margins. So the bottom line is if you're not optimizing price rules, you're literally not optimizing your business. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this back over to the team. And I'm going to go ahead and open it up to any questions. So thank you all.